Topic: describe a foreign country you would like to visit in the future. Question number one. Number one. What do you think makes the country different? What do I think makes the country different? I think it's about the scenery, the view of that country, the culture, right? But I think one of the most thing that everyone will look into a specific country is that the culture and the food, the cuisine, right? Um, because why do I think so? Because I think food and culture have some similarities, but they uh, they are the face or they are something that that the foreigners will look into it when they think about some country, right? For example, in Vietnam, I I I could be proud of showing the food and the culture in Vietnam to my foreign friends, and I can invite them to enjoy some traditional event or invite them for a very traditional meal in Vietnam. I can invite them a lot of delicious food in here. Yeah, so because I think these two um, is the one that I would say that Vietnam is different because they're really special food and and culture here, and I can like proudly introduce these to a lot of people. Number two, do you think reading is a good way to get to know other countries? Why? Bạn nghĩ what the fuck? Do you think reading is a good way to? Yeah, reading is a good way to know others' country because when I read, I can absorb a lot of information in a short time, and I can have I think I can have an overall view about the countries that I've never known before, right? Yeah, it's a really good way. I can know a lot of general informations I need to know when I read some good books about uh, all the countries I want to know. For example, if I want to know about New Zealand or Korea, so I tend to buy some good books, uh, and I want to know the culture, the personality of the people in here, and a lot of a lot of things in that country. So the very easy and cheap way to have an overview about some countries that reading some books or some information I've got into the internet about this country I want to know, right? Number three, how do people get information about all the countries? Via internet, right? The if I want to, or if like I think if people want to know want to get information of all the country, like I said before, the first thing I would do immediately, and I think other people will do the same too, would be go into the internet and search all of the information they need onto the internet, because now internet is really huge and convenient. It's really, yeah, I think internet has all of the information you could know in uh, just by one click or stuff like that. Yeah, the most easiest and convenient way to get information is to go to internet, to do some research uh, by yourself onto the internet, right? I think lots of things I've learned so far is because I use the internet in a proper way, and I would say the internet helped me uh, saving a lot of time, and uh, they have most of the information I need onto the internet. Yes. Number four, how does traveling abroad affect young people? I think when you traveling abroad or to a foreign country, like if you're young people, you will learn a lot of things, right? Because you have strength, you have youth, you you have a lot of time, a lot of free time to explore new things when you go into a new place or a new country or a different country, like you have never been before, uh, have never been staying before, something like that. Yeah, and like obviously, like traveling abroad would brings you a lot of new experiences, a lot to have you gain a lot of knowledge, new knowledge about a new things you've never you like it it only gain it only gain when you go into the countries. These like knowledge, this knowledge, like, yeah, I would say that affect a lot, right? Has a very uh, severe impact on young people. I would say that. Um, Describe a place in a village that you have visited. This is the topic. Describe a place in a village that you have visited. First one. Is there anything special about the villages in Vietnam? Um, I don't know much about the villages in Vietnam because you know I've been um, in urban cities like of most of my years from now on. From, I don't have much knowledge about villages in Vietnam, but if I need to say something, it would be, I think, the villages in Vietnam. The special thing, maybe it's about the people in here. They they really close to each other, even they just neighbors. Yeah. Uh-huh. um they tend to know a lot about each other around them, especially if they are neighbors. I would say that. I don't know why it's all about a culture. I don't know why it's all about. I think it's all about a culture. The culture and the way they behave to each other, they communicate to each other. It's I think it's quite different from the way the urban uh, people do. I think that's why. And I think this is also the this really special thing about villages in Vietnam. It's about human. It's about the way they. It's all about the way they treat to each other. They treat to each other. Number two, why do people want to go to countryside? Maybe because the countryside is really peaceful compared to the really business and vibrant in urban cities, right? Um, if you want to live in a downtown or some urban cities, like you would have to face to the very fast paced speed of life, and the cost of living is really high. But uh, if people want to go to the countryside, they might get a really low pay of cost of living. Yeah. And they can feel the peace and the really pure air quality in here. Yeah, because the air quality is also uh, the really advantage of living in the countryside, right? So I think that's why. Number three, what do people usually do when they visit a village? Um, when we visit a village, I think people tend to go to visit their relatives. Yeah, and like enjoy the sightseeing, because the scenery in the village is really different from the scenery we have in urban cities, right? Yeah, it brings like a vibe of peaceful place and peace in my mind, in our mind. People tend to do that, like because take my experience as an example. When I go to village, when I need to visit some the village with my parents, this is the time when my family like uh, visit and encounter the relatives living in here, and also we try some new food, the local food in that village, and we tend to use our car to visit the sightseeing in here, which is really beautiful and peaceful. Okay, number four, do you think people will live in the villages in the future? um yeah, I do think quite some people would like to live in the villages in the future, but not much, because I think it's all about inconvenience. Because it's all about inconvenience, because the like the facilities, structures, services, i- is really easy to get when you live in downtown or in the cities or urban cities. But it's really hard for you to get the utilities or a facility in a good way when you live in the villages, especially when you live in Vietnam. So for me, because uh, uh, I just live in Vietnam, so that's what I can think of. So that's what I can think of. Yep. topic: describe a positive change that you have made recently in your daily routine. Number one, who should get more promotion opportunities in the workplace? Young people or older people? Hmm. I think I think it's not about gender or age in here. Whether you are young people or older people, I think it needs to be fair to 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 have promotion opportunities in a workplace. Yeah, I think we need to have a fair game about this rather than thinking of who deserve, right? Because I think young people, they have advantages and disadvantages, which is really different from older people. For example, like young people, they don't have a lot of wisdom or valuable experiences because they are just too young. But besides of that, they are really have good health. They have a lot of time. They are young, right? And they have a lot of energy. So that's why. Number two, who do you think would make changes more often? Young people or old people? I think young people tend to make changes more often because they are young. They're still young. They young and dumb, and they can do a lot of things because they want to explore new things. Um, because they need to gain more and more experiences as much as they can, right? So that's why they they, they need to fill up their mind, their experiences by explore new things. So that's why they tend to change a lot. Maybe the environment, workplace, maybe the country, lots of things. And on the other hand, older people, this is the type of person they have a lot of things in like they have a lot of things to care about, like their family or their finance. Yeah, and I think old people tend not to change too much in their time. They just want to have a settled life because they know that they don't have enough like health to change a lot of things like that. And besides that, they have a lot of things to care about, like their children, their family, right? Um, uh, car, house, lots of things. So yeah, and young people, they have nothing to lose, so that's why they change a lot. They tend to change a lot. Number three, do you think it is good to change jobs frequently? Good and bad. Yeah, they have two sides of it's a problem. This is the things that have two sides. Yeah. For me, I think it's yeah, you can have some benefits. You can have some good things when you change job frequently because if you are the young people, so if we are young, we can change job to explore new things if we could. Yeah. because we can sometimes think about we don't have lots of experiences, so and knowledge. So the good things to do when you are young is to just change the job, to find to find which one is the best for yourself, which one is the the career you can advocate and um, and follow and pursue for the rest of your life or for a long time, right? So I think if you are young people, it's really good for you to change jobs frequently. Yep. Number four, what changes would people often make? Yeah, they tend to they often change their car, their place of work, their their home to stay, or even they can go to another place to live, like move to a new city or move to a new country. Mm, mm. Or change their relationship, maybe because they 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 want to explore new things, like I said before, or they just want to have some new experiences in their life, or they just to want to change their because they are bored. Maybe just because they are bored, they they don't want to stick with the old relationship or the old house. They are bored with that. They want to get rid out of them. So they just want to try some new things. So that's why they change. Hmm. Okay. Topic: describe a time when your vehicle broke down on your trip. Number one, what do you think needs to be improved in public transport? Yeah, I think there's a lot of things Vietnam need to do in public to improve in public transport. Because I'm a Vietnamese citizen, so I take Vietnam as an example to be clear in my opinion. Public transport. So maybe they need to extend the road, care about the road or something, and they need to have a land for public transportation for the vehicles with public transportation. Like they have a specific or a really or and they need to improve their signals signs to be more clearer, to be more clear, to help the people read it more clear, stuff like that. I don't know. And also, besides of that, the service and the vehicles like the bus or trains in Vietnam. I think they need to improve a lot. I don't know. Number two, who likes to travel more, older people or younger people? I think younger people likes to travel more because they have a lot of health. They are healthier, they are stronger, and they'll have a lot of free time too. And they still have time. They don't have to stick with family, or they don't have a lot of responsibility to care for the people around them. Like, they don't have family or stuff like that. So that's why they have a lot more time to travel more, to explore new things, because they are just too young. They don't have enough knowledge or experiences they want to get. So that's why they like to travel more, to absorb them as much as they can, right? Number three, are there fewer people using private cars because of improved public transport? Yeah, I think that's the part of the reason. I think that's one of the reason why fewer people using private cars, because the public transport has improved. Because I think um, so if the public transport in Vietnam or in New Zealand improved a lot, I I I I just use them to, because I don't need to drive. I just a passenger, and enjoy the traveling time. If the public transport improve a lot, enough for me to use it, instead of buying a car to drive it, right? Yeah. Because I'm not a good driver. I don't like driver all the time. It's tiring and exhausting. So yeah, I really want to try public transport every single day, and use it as a manned vehicle to travel or to commute if they good enough. But right now, a lot of things needs to do to improve the public transport service for the citizens, or for the people to use, right? Number four, what are the advantages and disadvantages of private transport? Mm, private transport could be, say, like motorbike or car, right? So I think the advantages of them is about time. Yeah, you can go everywhere. You can go whenever you want, wherever you want, anywhere you want, without waiting, right? Without waiting, or a it's really private, as the name say it all, right? It's really private. You can do lots of things. You can go anywhere with just yourself, or you can drive to three persons along with you to enjoy something you want. But the different disadvantages, the drawbacks of having a using a private transport, is that you need to like have the insurance of your vehicle, because it's your property, right? So you need to maintain them every on a monthly basis. I would say it costs quite amount of money, I would say. And you have to get the driver license, and the driving work is quite tiring compared to being a passenger, right? So that's why this is the drawbacks I could think of right now in my mind. Topic: describe an important decision that you made. One, do you think children sometimes have to make important decisions? Um, children, oh my gosh, children sometimes have to make important decisions. Yeah, I would say so because there's a lot of I think there's a lot of important decisions that children could make when they're really when they're just kids, right? I would say that some important decisions I would think of about is uh, when they have to go to bed, how much time they need to study, or um, which friend do they want to make friends with, or how to behave to older people, right? How to make friends, how to choose the game that they want to play, right? So I think these are also really important decisions, and that these things children can make. For example, like they need to decide what time do they need to go to bed. Yeah, uh, they have to struggle a lot. I think so because some kind of the kids they want to go to bed early, too early, or some kinds of kid they want to go to bed like late, but it's not good for your health. So they need to struggle. I think they need to struggle a lot to do this kind of important decision to like uh, to care about good health, right? I'm not sure about that. Okay. Okay. Number two, what important decisions do teenagers need to make after graduation? I think teenagers tend to think about the school they need to apply for, or the career they want to do in the future when they graduated when they graduate, right? Yeah, they need to think about because I think that's a very milestone of them in their life. It affects a lot. It has a very heavy impact on their life because if they do a decisions that not good, that is not good enough, and that don't have the career prospect for them in the future, they they might think um, they tend to lack of motivation after that. So yeah, making decision after graduation is really important for every teenager, as late what I know in Vietnam. Yeah. Number three, who can children turn to for help when making a decision? Um, they tend to ask for their parents, obviously, because parents is the elders who close to them most, right? Yeah. If for me, an example, if I if I have some if I need to make some really important decision in my life, I definitely ask or say to my parents to get some finance support or even their advice, because they have a lot of experiences in their life. They have a lot of wisdom, so I I can get some valuable advice from them. Also, they are the ones who give me the finance support to help me um, do things easier, I would say. Yeah. And my parents, they are the ones who I love the most. So and that's why parents is the word that pops up in my mind immediately when I receive the question like that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so the parents, this is the the ones who children turn for help when making a decision. Number four. Number four. Okay. Do you think advertisements can influence our decisions when shopping? Yeah, I think so, because advertisements appears everywhere, and it affects on every aspect of people's lives here, nowadays, I would say. Uh-huh. Because I think when people see something every single time, they tend to uh, remember that thing, and they tend to be like attracted by them, I would say. For example, like um, if the young people see some advertisement related to food, and I think these advertisement can stimulate their appetite immediately, and after that they can try the food in the advertisement they have seen earlier. So yeah, I don't know why they're so effective like that, why ads so effective like that, but I would say that advertisement nowadays affect a lot and influence, yeah, heavily on our decisions when shopping, when buying something. Yeah. Topic: describe a job that is useful to the society. Number one, do you think school should provide career advice to students? Yeah, sure. I do think so, because um, a lot of students, they don't have lot of knowledge or connections to decide which one is a good career for them. So they need to need help or for advice from a very credential or reliable organization. So for this one is the school. Yeah, I think students tend to uh, depend on the school advice a lot, because they trust school, they learn, right? So I think school really give advice, career advice to the student, they learn. Hmm. to the students, right? Okay, number two, who should receive a higher salary, young people or older people? It depends, right? I'm not sure because young people or older people, they have different strengths and weaknesses. So I cannot decide which one is deserve better, but yeah, higher salaries need to based on the productivity they gives to the owner or to a specific organization or company, right? Rather than their age or their gender. Okay. Number three, who do you think doctors should be well paid? Yeah, sure, because I think doctors is the ones who work in a very important field. They are the ones who treat the disease or the treatments for the patients. And if they are not well paid, we cannot have very um, good doctors to help us to overcome our disease or treat ourselves good well, right? And besides that, I think doctors is the one who spend a lot of time in their school and to get a degrees, like the lot of knowledge they need to learn. They need to spend a lot of time, maybe twice time and maybe two times much more than other degrees, like uh, being a teacher or um, being an office worker, right? So yeah, the curriculum they receive is much heavier than those kind of careers. So I think, yeah, doctor should be well paid. To get a really qualified doctors, we need to do that. Number four, what kind of jobs deserve a high salary? Yeah, as I said before, the first one I would say is uh, is the is the people working in health service like nurse or doctors. Besides, I would say maybe some maybe teacher. Yeah, teacher need to have a high salary because they are the ones who care for the children, who care for the children who is the future of the country, and they are the ones uh, who who work with the kids and the teenagers as well. So yeah, I think teacher is is the really important career, and they nowadays they tend to have a low pay. So I don't think that's they deserve to receive a low pay like this. They have to they should have the high salary to help to boost their productivity as well, um, to get a credit credential for the effort towards the children. Yeah, so that's why. Describe an online video in which you learned something new. Um, Number one, do you think online learning will replace face to face learning? I don't think so because these two methods have also different benefits and drawbacks. Yep. So I think cannot compare them. Yeah. Uh, like if you do an online learning, you don't have to go to that place, which will save you a lot, quite a lot of time. After that, you you can have a cheaper price to learn because you don't need. And after that, if you learn online, you can save a lot of time because the course could be shorter. Uh-huh. And you have a lot of tools online to help you to learn while you are learning online. But the disadvantages of it is that the teacher cannot monitor you properly because they cannot know 100% what you are doing while you learn. And the test can be not trustworthy because the teacher cannot have a full um, tools or have a full things to control the learners. Yep. And besides that, if you are learn online, you tend to learn alone via the computer or with the internet connection. But if you do a face-to-face class, you will you tend to deal with you can meet the direct teacher. You can ask them everything you want, and you can, yeah, learn with other students, which is a really good motivation to have you to boost your productivity while learning, right? Yeah. Yeah. Number two, what are the advantages of online learning? Yeah, as I said before, right? The time shorter, save you a lot of money, and you can learn whenever you want because the lesson can be recorded, and you can even record the lesson from a teacher from the lecturer to review if you want. And besides that, there's a lot of tools online or lots of tools to help you to learn more effective when you learn online. Uh-huh. And you just can stay at home and learn everything online if you want with just a computer, um, headphones, microphone, and or just a laptop and yeah, and with internet connection, right? You don't have to go anywhere. You uh, to avoid like traffic jams or stuff of things like that. Besides, the cost for enrolling a online course is way cheaper than applying for a face-to-face class. That's why. Number three, why are so many young people obsessed with short videos? Um, Maybe because nowadays people have short attention, like their span attention is shrink. They are they are shorter than before. Maybe because nowadays people use a lot of social media. Yeah, and short videos, they have little information to observe in a short time. Yeah, and short videos tend to really have the concise content. Yeah, they summarize the huge amount of information in just maybe a few seconds or a few minutes. Yeah, really short. Uh, yeah, so that's why I think that's why young people really obsessed with short videos nowadays. It's because of the young people spend attention, and it's because of the um, the good ways that the content creators, how good the content creators show in their short videos to have the really concise information and content in just a few minutes, which is genius, right? Number four, do you think people spend too much time watching short videos? Why? Um, Maybe because they are short. They are short, so they can watch a lot of short videos in a time. For example, if they have to watch a really long movie, which is about 2 hours or longer, so in a amount of certain time in a day, they just only can watch one movie a day. But if they watch short videos which just about 3 or 2 minutes, so they can watch a huge number of short videos is in just one day, and can like extend and increase their productivity to watch short videos, right? So that's why they uh, and that's why they tend to create yeah. And I think these actions can make people happier because they create an illusion that we are really productive at that time, because we in just a short amount of time we can absorb a lot of informations, different information, uh, uh, via watching a lot of short videos. So yeah, so that action can tend to create a illusion about productivity, about how good we are, about uh, how effective we are, right? And that's why it's so really addictive. Okay, right. Topic: describe a sport you watched and would like to try. Number one, do you think sportmen would use sports gears promoted in the commercials? À, skip cái này đi, bỏ qua cái bạn này đi. Okay, describe topic, describe a rule that is important in your school or at work. Oh, Number one is what rules should children abide by at home in your country? What is that? What is that? Trẻ em cần tuân thủ những quy tắc nào? Yeah, tại quốc gia của bạn hả? I think children in Vietnam they need to obey the adults, especially their parents or their teachers, and follow things they say to for their own sake or for their safety and for their good. Yeah, yeah, they need to obey adults unconsciously. Yeah. Why? For example, if they at home they need to obey their grandparents or their parents to behave good, to behave well. Yeah. um, and if they don't want to eat something, yeah. I think Asian children tend to, yeah, really obedient to their parents and adults. And also besides that, I think children need to have a honorific, yeah, honorific to use when they need to talk to adults, to show their respect, yeah, to show their respect and to behave to show their good behavior towards what towards adults, right? Number two, what rules can be forgiven for children breaking home? uh, what what rules can be forgiven for children breaking home? I don't know. uh, I'm not sure because I don't have children at home, so I don't know about this one. So skip it. Number three, what rules should people obey in public transportation? When people in public transportation, they need to have the the silent. They have to keep silent to show their respect for public space. I think. Yep. If they want to make a phone call or if they want to talk to anyone, they need to have the lower voice. Yeah, I think so. Number four, should schools have rules? Yeah, schools tend to have lots of rules to and student must follow it, right? Like what time they, uh, what uniforms they need to wear, and what kind of hairs they they they, they, they must they do not allow so students or pupils in school they are not allowed to have dyeing hair, stuff like that, and they need to wear a proper uniform. Yeah, not too short, not too uh, tight, right? uh, Besides they really, you know, like school really strict when it comes to the time they learn, the time they play, and if you want to uh, be absent in a day in class, you need to have the permission from the school and your parents, right? Just a few examples to show that school have a lot of rules to follow, and if you do not follow the rules, you can be bad marks, or you can be have the bad things in your paper. Yeah, right. What? Describe a time when you forgot something important. Describe a topic. Describe a time when you forgot something important. Okay. Number one, what kinds of things do people often forget to do in their home? Oh, what kinds of things do people often get to do in their home? Maybe they forget to switch off the light in their room when they leave out, which is the really common thing to forget in home. Also, I think they tend to um, forget to lock the door when they leave home. And they tend to forget which or where the key they put at. Yeah. Or when cooking, um, sometimes we forget to turn on the cooker, and after that, or sometimes because of being tired, being being tired after a long time work in of working, so we forget to like wash the dishes or something like that. Yeah, there's nothing to forget in our home, right? Number two, why do people forget things? Why do people forget things? I'm not sure. Maybe because people nowadays they have a lot of things to remember. They have a lot of things to control in a day, so that's why they tend to forget the things that is not so important. At least what they think is not important, right? Yeah, because people tend to just to remember the things They think that's really important and essential that they not allowed to forget. And but I think the memorable the brand of people is just have limited. So when we can when we are dealing with a lot of things like that, we tend to forget the things that we think is not so important to remember. So that's why, right? Number three, what can happen when someone forgets a person's name? Quên tên một người hả? um yeah, if you don't forget the person's name or a stranger's name you met before, maybe because they are tend to think you are forgetful, you are a forgetful person. And maybe they will be sad or upset about that, because you cannot remember their name, right? If I were in that situation, if I the one who receive the things like that, if someone forgets my name, I would think that, yeah, maybe he's forgetful, maybe uh, he's so busy to remember my name. He because maybe because he's not think me as an important person to remember my name. And yeah, in some cases I I can I might be disappointed. But also I think that there's a lot of reasons for some people to not not to remember my name. So uh, it's not a big deal, right? It's not a big deal. In the end, it's not a big deal. Number four, how can people remind themselves to do certain things? I think people tend to have take notes into their smartphone, their laptops, or even take a note, uh, write down some notes and stick on the place they tend to go, like refrigerators or on their desk, on the tables, on the calendars. But I think the easiest and convenient way, the most convenient way to remember to remind ourselves, to remind people to do something, is just take some notes, take some reminders into your smartphone, because nowadays people use smartphones a lot, right? We check our phone every single time, 24/7, every second. So yeah, if I need to, right, remember something, and I don't want to forget it, I will take some notes and reminders straight into my phone, or even make an alarm or a timer set onto my phone, because I check my phone every time. Yeah, and that's really effective, really useful. That's really useful way. Number five, is technology replacing traditional ways of remembering things? Yeah, I think so, because it's way more convenient than use traditional ways like taking notes onto some paper notes or something like that, right? Technology like smartphone or laptops is very convenient for us to take some reminders or notes or even an alarm set to remember things. Yeah, and because nowadays we are heavily dependent on technology devices. So that's why it's really useful for us to remember things, because we check them every single time, right? Every second. That's why it's really useful. And I think technology is replacing traditional ways of remembering things. Remember, remembering things. Okay. Number six, is it possible that technology will replace human memory? Um, I don't think so, right? I don't think so, because I think human memory is really superior to be replaced by technology, because I think human create technology. So that's why human memory cannot be replaced by the things we are creating, right? And I think in the future, if it's possible, so I think the people who have authority, or they have power, they will not let it happen. They will not let the technology replace our memory, because it's so dangerous for for human instincts, for human existence, right? So I think, yeah, that's why. uh, okay, topic: describe a time when you were stuck in a traffic jam for a very long time. Number one, would you rather be in a car or a bus in traffic jam? Hmm. I would like to be in a bus rather than in a car, because I I have more enjoyable moment and memory while staying in a bus, because in Vietnam I have to face to the traffic jam problems every single day, and whenever I stay on a bus, it is really comfortable for me to like looking outside, for sightseeing, for enjoyable view, for enjoy views, as well as I can listen to music via my earbuds. Uh-huh. So it's a enjoyable moment. Besides, but along with that, I have a car sick, so I don't want to be in a car for a really long time, and that's why I prefer being in a bus rather than a car in a traffic jam. Okay, number two, do you like to use public transport? Yeah, I do like to use public transport if it's convenient enough, because using public transport, I just be a passenger, and I can easily enjoy listening to music, and I can have a comfortable seat with a lot of people in here, and I don't have a car sick while use public transport, which is a really good thing. Besides that, uh, using public transport like bus or train is very safe, uh, very safe, yeah, and it's a wide space for me not to have car sick, and I can enjoy the view outside, uh, the view of the road and the street outside through the window in the train or a bus, which is a really good experience to have, right? Number three, what are good ways to manage traffic? Đâu là cái cách tốt để có thể quản lý giao thông hả? I think there's some good ways to manage traffic. Like you need to have some. I think the first thing is about the signal signs. They must be exact. They must be precise to have some good signals for the commuters on the street, right? And and we need to have a really good infrastructure. But yeah, like the road infrastructure. You know what I mean? Yeah, we need to improve it a lot to manage traffic, and we need to build some more lines to commute, like the subway or uh, metros, high speed train. Yeah, lots of things like that uh, to can deal with the traffic jam. Yeah. Number four, do you think the highways will help reduce traffic jams? Yeah, sure. Because when we have highways to uh, to have in the there's a lot of people can use the highways as a transportation, as a vehicle to commute, and with that a lot of with that we can reduce the number of the vehicles on the street, or the transportation types, right? So I think highways is a very effective vehicles, or a very good way to have to reduce traffic jams. Topic: describe an occasion when someone gave you positive advice or suggestions about your work or study. Number one, when should parents encourage their children? Khi nào thì bố mẹ khuyến khích con trẻ? Uh, I think when people feed their children, yeah, they need to eat on their own rather than waiting for parents to feed them, or to force them eat, right? So I think Asian parents, especially Asian parents, should have the courage to encourage their children to eat by themselves for their own sake, for their own sake. I think, yeah. And when they learn to try to ride a bike, or to use the vehicle, yeah, parents should encourage them to do the to do this thing. Khi nào bố mẹ nên khuyến khích con trẻ? Khi nào à? Hỏi câu không biết trả lời sao luôn má. What the fuck? Bố mẹ thì có luôn luôn nên khuyến khích con trẻ không? Number two, should parents always encourage their children? What the fuck? What is that? Should parents always encourage their children? Yeah, I think encouraging is a really good way to show their empathy, their love towards their children. Yeah, but I think encouraging should be for some good behaviors or good intentions. Uh, which mean I mean to say that encouraging or encouragement is really good when you choose the right thing to encourage to their children, right? But I think good parents is the ones who really supportive, uh, create inspiration and motivation for their children to have some to help children feel more motivated, feel more um, reliable in themselves. Yep. So yeah, I think why not? Number three, do you think negative feedback is more important than positive feedback? Why? Bạn nghĩ rằng những cái nhận xét tiêu cực thì quan trọng hơn là những cái nhận xét tích cực không? Tại sao? I think these two negative or positive feedback, they also have spot and pros and cons, right? So I think they have uh, the same importance in some ways, in many ways. Yeah, because I think negative feedback or and positive feedback, they have different pros and cons. Yep, because if you give someone a negative feedback, you need to be really subtle and uh, and really flexible to not to hurt anyone in a really bad way, because this can make someone feel bad about them. Okay, and yeah, if you give some negative feedbacks, you need to be really khéo léo, tactful. Yeah, to not hurt someone emotions. But about positive feedback, you need to give in a proper situation in a proper time to have the most effective to have the most effective a fight, right? But I think these two have the same importance, and it depends on like whenever you it depends on the specific situation. Yeah, it depends on lots of things. Number four, why is negative feedback as important as positive feedback at work or in study? At work or in study? Quan trọng đến nhau là tại sao à? Yeah, as I said before, because these two have the different pros and cons in so many ways, right? So we need to have the balance to give feedbacks, whether it's negative or positive to someone. Like if they are really feel guilty at that time or they do some bad things, I think it's not a good time for you to get to give them some negative feedback, right? Because it just give It just let the situation even worse, and the the people who receive the feedback, they will be tend to uh, feel bad about themselves, and which is like result to a lot of bad things after that. Uh-huh. Yeah, just an example like that. So, and for some positive feedback, it needs to be placed in the right time as well. Topic: describe a time when you were very busy. Number one, why do people often feel tired in this day and age? Maybe because they are overburdened by their work or their study, because there's a lot of information to absorb at the same time in just one day, just every day. Because nowadays we are living in a fast paced life. Yeah. And this is the reason why people tend to get overboard a lot, get burned out a lot. I mean, so yeah. Um, we live fast, we eat fast, we don't have time. We always feel that we don't have time to do the things in a day. So that's why people tend to feel tired. Uh huh. Mm. For example, like a person, a normal person, like he works in an office, so he spend 9 to 5 to complete the job. After that, he don't have time to prepare food, so they he go to the fast food restaurant to to treat with to deal with the milk, and after that, so uh, cleaning as doing some hygienic things, and after that they he then he used their smartphone for entertainment, right? But you can see that he needs to do lots of things, because that's the way social media and society told you to do. As you need to know lots of things to catch up and to keep up with uh, nowadays, because nowadays you can see that information improves a lot. AI, in artificial intelligence, they skyrocket, right? And people nowadays, they oftentimes feel that they don't have enough knowledge to to keep up with the technology or the fields they have to face every single day. So that's why people often feel tired nowadays. Number two, do you think people will feel even more tired in the future? I'm not sure about that, but I think in the near future, artificial intelligence and technology, they improve so fast, way faster than human can improve themselves. So yeah, it would be a really potential case that people will feel even more tired in the future. Maybe we can feel lost and exhausted because deep down we know that we cannot follow the improvement of technology and artificial intelligence, and we can feel bad about them really much because of that. So that's why, yeah, I think people will feel even more tired in the future. Number three, is time management important? Yeah, I think time management is a really important skill. It's very vital skills nowadays, because if you don't have the time management good enough, you will waste a lot of time for uh, uh, bad things like playing games or just uh, lying in bed without doing anything, without doing anything valuable to yourself, to good for your career, to good for your work or your knowledge, which is really a bad thing to spend on your time during the day, right? So I think my time management is really important nowadays. Yeah. So if you have a good time, but on the other hand, if you have a good time management, you could feel that you really productive and you have really effective to do the works, follow the schedule that you have to do during the day without missing many things, right? hmm Because nowadays we are living in a really fast paced, so tight society, uh, life. So time management is really important for us uh, to complete the task we need to do during the day. Yep. Number four, how does technology help with time management? Yeah, I would say that technology devices help us a lot with time management, because people nowadays they tend to check their smartphone every single time. So that's why technology devices can help us to make a schedule, right? We can do a table, or we can do a timetable, or schedules onto their laptop or even their smartphone, or even we can get a set timer. We can have uh, we can get the reminders onto their smartphone or their laptops to check the task if we've done or not. So this is time management, right? Yeah. So I think technology help us a lot. Topic: describe an invention that changed people's lives. Number one, can you name any other inventions that have made a big impact on human society? I think the first one would be internet, right? Internet. And the number two would be smartphones. Smartphones is a big impact on human society. Really obvious, right? Because nowadays human is addicted. They are really heavily dependent on their smartphone. We cannot leave our smartphone for a long time, right? For me, as I said before, I check my phone every single time during the day. I use my phone for every aspect of my life, like for entertainment, for my work, for my studying, for my communication. Yeah. So I would say that smartphone is definitely an invention that have made a huge influence on human society. Number two, what do you think makes an invention useful? Điều gì mà bạn Yeah, an invention would be considered useful if they are really helpful in many ways. They can help us a lot to do a lot of things, to time saving, to have time saving, and to be um, boost their productivity, to boost their life, their money, to save a lot of money, to boost their life, uh, to help us to have a better life, right? For example, you can make a smartphone as an example, right? Smartphone help us a lot of things. They change our life a lot. Yeah, that's why. Number three, what new inventions would you like to be available in the future? Những invention nào bạn muốn có ở trong tương lai ha? Um, Invention I would like to have in the future would be available is some transportation vehicles help me to fly in a spot that I want immediately. Okay. Yeah, if have some vehicles like that, it's really good for us to moving to some place in a very short of time, and it can help people a lot, and it can increase the human logistic a lot. Uh-huh. And our lives would be much better than nowadays, right? Okay. Number four, what are some examples of inventions that are used in the home? Maybe the cleaning robot. Uh-huh. Cleaning robot is the invention that's really useful in my home because he's really diligent and hardworking. He can work 24/7. Yeah, without being tired or something. Yeah, he's really productive as well. Yeah, he can clean all days, and I think the cleaning robot have a really interesting sounds to hear whenever he works in our home, and he's really useful. He keeps our home clean and neat and clean every time. So yeah, yep. Okay, that's it. Topic: describe a traditional product in your country. Number one, why are traditional products important? Why? Because uh, when it comes to traditional products, it will remind us of that country, or the, the beautiful things of that country, right? Because I think traditional products is the way to keep memories, to retain some valuable things of the country they have. Yeah, and it need to be heritage from over and over generations. Yeah, and for example, like if I say one of the traditional product in Vietnam is the cuisine, like bún bò Huế, right? I would say that whenever I remember of my country, I would really love, I really miss bún bò Huế, and I would like to eat it immediately. Yeah, and yeah, traditional product. It's really important because it makes us proud, right? It makes us proud of whenever we use it, whenever we experience it. Yeah, and it keeps us to reminder the origin of of us, and to keep memory also. Number two, do you think traditions are important for a country and why? Bạn có nghĩ rằng là cái tradition thì quan trọng cho một đất nước không? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, truyền thống. Bởi vì because traditions is a way to, as I said before, right? Là một cái nơi để, truyền thống là một nơi để it helps to for foreigners to look at when they see if anything interest in that country, like they tend to look at traditions, their culture, their personality of that human in that country. So traditions is the good way to show these kinds of good things or even bad things in that country in a very obvious way. Yeah, it's a really signature for a specific country. Like in Vietnam, we have a lot of traditions in Lunar New Year, right? And and we we want to heritage these traditions over and over uh, by so many generations, and always want to keep them to be uh, but to be more permanent. Yep. So yeah, tradition is really important. What are some traditional Chinese product? Chinese product. Traditional Chinese product. Um, cái gì vậy? Sản phẩm Trung Quốc truyền thống là gì trời? Uh, all could I think about now right now is food. Yeah, I could name a lot of like Chinese food, and I think these are traditional Chinese products, right? That is really tasty and delicious. Really easy to for Vietnamese to try it. Hmm. Yeah, really good. Some like uh, roasted duck. Beijing roasted duck is one of my most favorite food, favorite Chinese food, right? Yep. Number four, why is it important for children to learn about traditional products? Ờ, có thể là bởi vì ờ, người lớn muốn trẻ muốn những cái thế hệ mai sau, đúng không? Phải tiếp tục là lưu giữ và truyền giữ những cái sản phẩm sản phẩm truyền thống đó như một cách để lưu giữ lại những cái giá trị tốt đẹp của một đất nước và lưu giữ cái niềm tự hào dân tộc. Đấy. Ờ, có thể lấy ví dụ như là việc người lớn người ta mong trẻ nhỏ là phải sử dụng nhầm là phải luôn luôn là phải có ăn bánh chưng vào mỗi dịp Tết. Đấy. Ấy. là lúc nào ở trong cái dịp Tết ta của người Việt Nam thì đều sẽ có món bánh chưng, là luôn đó là cũng là một cái để lưu giữ cái truyền thống tốt đẹp của dân tộc, cũng như là muốn truyền truyền cho trẻ em biết là Việt Nam chúng ta có một cái Tết ta, và nó luôn gắn liền với hình ảnh bánh chưng, và phải luôn luôn là gìn giữ nó và truyền lại cho những cái thế hệ mai sau. Đó. Và tại sao nó quan trọng ư? Tại vì chỉ có cái khi mà chúng ta truyền lại cho con cháu của chúng ta thì những cái truyền thống, những cái sản phẩm truyền thống tốt đẹp đó sẽ luôn luôn được duy trì theo năm tháng. Ừ. Và những cái truyền thống tốt đẹp mà khi mà nó luôn luôn được duy trì như thế thì nó sẽ khiến những cái người dân của đất nước đấy trở nên cảm thấy rất là tự hào, và luôn luôn là nhớ về cái nguồn cội của cái đất nước mà mình đã sinh ra và lớn lên như vậy. Và và cái niềm tự hào dân tộc nó là một cái gì đấy nó rất là quan trọng, bởi vì nó sẽ giúp cho chúng ta đạt được nhiều mọi thứ, đạt được mọi thứ trong cuộc sống. Kể cả sau này khi chúng ta ra nước ngoài sinh sống thì chúng ta vẫn luôn nhớ rằng là chúng ta có một cái quê hương rất là đáng tự hào như vậy, để có thể nhớ về và tự hào. Yeah. Chúng ta có một cái nguồn cội để luôn luôn chúng ta có thể hướng đến và nhớ về. Đấy. Cho nên là việc mà dạy dỗ trẻ em sử dụng và học về những cái sản phẩm truyền thống nó rất là quan trọng cho cho tất cả mọi người trên thế giới, right? Wow. Sắp được 2 tiếng. Topic: describe something you do can help you concentrate on work or study. Why is it more difficult for children to concentrate nowadays than in the past? Yeah, because these days there's a lot of distractions, like games online, a lot of things to be addicted or to be distract children, right? Or like technology devices, or um, um, internet entertainment. Yeah, there's a lot of things for to entertain nowadays, and it's really easier to play with or to use with, rather than uh, concentrate on their study or their boring things like studying or working, the stuff that they might not want to do. Yeah, instead of that they can just entertain and do the leisure times, like listening to music, or like reading some 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 books online, or playing with the technology devices. Yeah. Hi. Number two, do you think technology will harm children's ability to concentrate? Yeah, I think that's part of the reason. I think technology in some cases will harm children's ability to concentrate, to focus on something, because I would say that technology nowadays, they are so attractive. It's so easy to get addictive onto technology. Yeah. uh, because the when we use technology, we can access to a lot of really interesting thing. We can have the very wonderful virtual life that's way more interesting than the boring reality life. Yeah, because the life is quite boring compared to the life onto the internet or onto a virtual society, right? So it's really easy for children to get attractive, to get attracted onto the life that technology create. So it's really hard. So so that's why technology will harm children's ability to concentrate on the really real life things like work or study or do the basic things in their life. Number three, what kinds of jobs require higher concentration at work? I would say that cooking, cooking, or um, uh, nursing or doctors is a kind of job I think they require high concentration at work because the pace of work is really intense, and especially for the jobs that works in the medical or healthcare. So they treat the patients, and everything is so emergency. Uh-huh. And they are dealing with the lives of their patients, so it's really risky. Yeah. uh, this the the nature of that job is the things that force the nurse and the doctors need to focus one more 100% concentrations onto onto their job to avoid mistakes, because if they made mistakes, it will affect the the human lives, or yeah, which cause a really like fatal uh, solution, a fatal consequence. So that's why I think uh, the jobs related to healthcare is require a lot of concentration. Number four, can exercise help people improve concentration? Có thể nào mà tập thể dục giúp con người nâng cao sự tập trung không? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, bởi vì because when you exercise, you will improve your strength, uh-huh, your ability to pay attention to something in a much more longer time. Yeah. After that, you will improve your good qualities like patience, like endurance, your for your flexibilities. Yeah, these qualities is really important when you want to improve our concentration, right? Yeah. So that's why I think exercise really helpful when you want to make something to improve your concentration. Okay, topic, describe a contest or competition you would like to participate in. Number one, what are the contests commonly seen on TV programs? TV programs. It's about intellectual contest, like the quiz contest, right? Yeah, it's this kinds of contest is about the competitors will have to receive the quiz from the contester, and they need to beat each other by answering these quizzes uh, in a very precise and fast way. Uh-huh. So these kinds of contests is really popular in on TV programs because yeah. Number two, why are competition shows popular? Ờ, tôi nghĩ là bởi vì nó thú vị, mà nó thú vị ở chỗ là nó sẽ làm gia tăng cái cảm giác cạnh tranh của mỗi con người khi mà họ xem cái của mỗi khán giả khi mà họ xem cái show đó, họ sẽ cảm giác như mình là cái người đang đi thi, và cái cảm giác mà cạnh tranh một ai đấy thì nó rất là kích thích, nó sẽ giúp chúng ta trở nên hưng phấn hơn, như thể là chúng ta đang trực tiếp là những cái thí sinh tham dự cái chương trình đấy. Đấy, đấy, bởi vì nó tạo ra một cái cảm giác kích thích cho nên là nó nó thu hút được rất là nhiều người xem. Tôi đoán thế. Number three, what kinds of industries need competition? Why? Những cái ngành công nghiệp nào thì cần sự cạnh tranh? I think every industry in the world need competition for better improvement, right? Because if some kind of industry they do not have a competition between the companies or corporate corporations, so it would be a sign that there must be a monopoly things in that industry, and that would be a really fatal signal to for that industry, right? So I think every industry nowadays they need competition to be better, to to have a good quality more and more. Yep. And as a result, like the consumers, the customers will be the ones who get the benefits from that competition. Yep. For example, if I had to choose a specific example, I would say food industry or music industry or entertainment industry. I would choose entertainment industry, like for example in Korean pop industry, which